Welcome back, survivors, and if you're new to the channel, then thank you for stopping by. Now today we are looking at the Desmodus Creature Spotlight. This was revealed by ARK on Friday. Previous week we had a new image that you can see on the screen now revealed, and today, just like the Andrew Sarkis, we had the Creature Spotlight trailer. So today we're going to be having a look at that and commenting about what we see and what we're looking forward to. So before we get into it, let's just have a quick recap of the trailer. There we have it, guys, the trailer. It was a very short trailer, but it's really got me excited for the Desmodus Draculae. But let's just have a look at the trailer, sort of break it down a bit. So let's go back to the start. Okay, so this scene coming up here. Now, I'm going to cover this a little bit later in this video about the redness. So we're not quite sure whether this is going to be what the player's going to be able to see, considering it's actually in the Spotlight video. There's a strong likelihood this is going to be the first person view whilst you're mounted, but we're going to come back to that bit. Now with this bit, this is pretty scary. So as you can see up here, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, up there, hanging upside down from the ceiling, and there's one up here that's going to come down. As we can see, when the survivor points the light upwards, you can see one coming down, and as this one comes down from up here, you can see this one starts to move as well. So they are actually pretty high. If we just go back a bit, where the survivors are, so the survivors are down here on the ground. And these, four or five of them, are pretty high up. Now, what I was a bit surprised about in this is that there were 4 or 5. There might actually be another one up here. So it could be 6 in one area. Now, these creatures are massive. Compared to, I think, anything else in caves. Obviously, megalos are pretty big. But anything else in caves are pretty small. These are massive. So I would have thought that there wouldn't be so many in one area, but there are loads in here. And these survivors are all the way down here. So whether you can sneak past or not, I'm not sure. You might need ghillie, you might need soups and broths. But it might also be something to do with the light. If you shine the light on them, then maybe they react, they wake up and they come down and get you. So it's possible that you can sneak by if you don't shine a light on them. So that's not confirmed. That's just my interpretation of what's happening here. It might be that they can just detect you as you walk past. Whether there's some way of sneaking past or not, we're not sure yet. But with 5 or 6 in this scene and all of them coming down to attack you, this looks like it's pretty terrifying. It's going to be a big challenge to get by. So I'm pretty sure there's some way to sneak past. But then in addition to that, you're going to have all the other creatures in the cave as well, the regular creatures. So this is pretty big. I wasn't expecting so many to be in one area. Okay, so here we can see the survivor riding the Desmodus, which we knew was going to be possible. Look at its wingspan. Its wingspan is actually massive. But this does show that you can ride them out in the daylight. So they're not a nocturnal creature. Whether there's any impact flying in the day, we don't know yet. But I've got a feeling there probably isn't going to be any impact. So here we can see the Desmodus picking up humans. Now, in the dossier, which we can see right here, we can see the Desmodus picking up what I believe is a raptor. Same as this, the shrieking affecting raptors. What we know about creature pickups is that a creature can pick up another creature that has a drag weight lower than the creature itself. So a raptor has a drag weight of 85. So if it can pick up raptors, if this image is actually true, then these are the top creatures that is going to be able to pick up, because all of these have a drag weight of 85, and then obviously anything below a drag weight of 85 it will be able to pick up as well. That doesn't mean it can't pick up anything bigger than a raptor. We don't know yet what the drag weight of the Desmodus is, and I believe that's going to be the same for the Screech as well. Okay, so what we see here is this redness when they've picked up a survivor, and in the dossier, so it says down here, Desmodus has blood thinner in its saliva, which drains prey of more blood than this vampire could ever digest. If you can stomach the excess blood and drained meat your vampire pet leaves behind, you might be open-minded enough to appreciate another of its unholy gifts, a sanguine elixir that helps enthrall the most stubborn beasts. So, from what I can tell, this is what it's doing right now. That redness is that producing that sanguine elixir. So what we have here is, so this is a bridge in the Fjordur map, and we have some Desmoduses hanging upside down underneath the bridge. Now obviously these are going to be tamed ones, these aren't going to be wild ones. You might not even be looking for them, you might not be thinking about them, and you just come riding underneath the bridge and suddenly you've got Desmoduses coming down on you. So pretty terrifying. What we've got here is it going invisible, so similar to a rock drake and a shadow mane as well. So it will be able to go invisible, which probably uses up some of its stamina. Now one of the questions I have is whether this can be done during the day or whether it is a nighttime ability. It is not quite clear at the moment. Obviously this was filmed during the nighttime, but that might just be to make it sort of more sort of special effects. Okay, so what we've got here is it just did its screech. Now as I was showing in the dossier, it can do a screech which is going to affect creatures and humans around it. Now as we can see, this is quite a far distance. This is quite high up because this is a massive pre-built castle and it looks pretty small. So we are really high up, and all of these, I think further back there, all the way back there, are affected as well. So I don't know whether these are creatures or whether they're all humans, but as you can see all the way back here, that is quite a distance for a screech to affect the surroundings. So we don't actually know at this stage what this screech is doing. It can be used as some sort of echolocation. So if you could see these down here, you might not have seen something up there. So that's going to be pretty useful to actually see what's in the area. But we don't actually know yet what effect that has on the creature or the human when it gets impacted by that. I've got a feeling that these creatures, the humans that are impacted on it, aren't going to run away. I think it's going to be more of a sort of like a blocking ability. So maybe they won't be able to move. Maybe they'll have a stamina drain. They'll be able to struggle to do anything. I think that's what's going to happen. But if we go back to this, where we go all the way back to where I said we were going to come back to, this red. So obviously this looks like it's going to be some of the vision that you might have when you're riding the Desmodus. But what I'm thinking is, if we go back here, is that going to be the effect or one of the effects that the humans will have? Will they only be able to see redness when they're affected by this, which is again going to impact their ability to react to stuff and see stuff? So we don't actually know what actual impact this screech has yet, but I think it's not going to cause creatures to run away. I think it's going to cause some sort of, make them freeze, like some sort of a stun effect. But it'll be interesting to find out what that's about. Okay, and there we have it. I love this picture. I love it. It's so good. But I think this is going to be a great creature. Now, I am wondering about how the taming is going to work. What they've been doing with some of the more recent creatures is changing how the taming works. So not just, you know, knocking something out and sticking meat or berries into it. I've got a feeling this is going to have something to do with blood. So maybe something similar to the Bloodstalker. So maybe you'll need bags of blood or something on you to tame it. So it might be something similar to that. Considering it is basically a vampire bat, I'm pretty sure it's going to involve blood. Let me know in the comments below what you think the taming method is going to be, or what you hope the taming method is going to be. So yes, that's it guys. That is the Desmodus Draculae that is coming to Fjordur. It is one of 3 creatures. We've already seen Andrewsarchus, so the next one will be the Fjordhawk. So based on what we've seen already, next Friday we'll probably see a new image of the Fjordhawk, and then the following week after that we'll probably see a creature spotlight. But let me know in the comments below what you think of the Desmodus. Are you pleased with it? Are you excited about using it, or is it something different from what you actually hoped for? But once again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please say hello in the comments down below. Hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell, and I will see you in the next video.